intro. Hope you like it. Anyway, g'day, Rascal here again. This time with the 10th and final round of Season 2 of the FIA Manufacturers series. So it's at Laguna, Seca with the lovely corkscrew, which I really like. It's like I just mentioned, it's the end of the season, so at the end we'll be able to see where I finished overall. Also, regarding the Season 3 videos, I've actually got them all done. I've just got to get off my butt and do some commentary, so they'll be out soon. I'd also like to give a shout out to my dad, especially for this particular video. Now, he does a lot of the heavy lifting with the editing. I just do the directing and some final touches, music, all the rest of it. But with this, he did everything, as I really wasn't feeling too well. So thanks, Dad. You'll see his name at the end of the credits. Speaking of names, let's go through the drivers here. There's a lot of people I know. Speedy Tyres, raced against him many times. PRT Codes, you remember him from the last video. Nitro, again, last video. F1 Amazing Hour. I think this is the first time I raced him, I'm not sure. Mr. Star Trek, he was also in the last video. Sorry about that. Myself, I was definitely in the last video. I hope I was. Rosmo was in the last video. So, Mr. Bumcrack. I still can't get over that name. Chavez 71. You'll see a lot of him coming into round 3. McNeil 29. I did that paint job. You'll see Coach Dave, as we're both coached by the real life GT3 Ferrari driver, David Perel. He's also a sim racer. So NK Naughty, I race against him all the time. Corey Hack, again you'll see him in Season 3, I race against him a lot. Fat Furby, how you going, my man? He's a fellow YouTuber, you'll see him under Daddy Sim Racer. Speaking of YouTubers, he's one who's helped me a lot. iRacer GT, great guy. What you doing all the way at the back there? And NXL GTR, another YouTuber. His YouTube channel is his name, check it out. But what are you doing at the back, mate? You too, iRacer. Get your act together. Come on, guys. Gonna make the YouTube community proud. Anyway, so as I said, my dad did all the editing for this, so I don't exactly know what's coming up. I have a rough idea. So I'm going to be winging the commentary a bit here. So it was quite a while since this race happened, so relying on the memory. Now, as you can see, I do remember this. I outbraked myself there, and not to call Mr. Star Trek as I call him, because he's obviously named his car after some Star Trek shit. I know that much about Star Trek. Now, I tried to let him through last corner, couldn't do it there. No point doing it here, but you'll see I put my indicator on, I back off a bit, give the spot back. Now that, my friends, is called sportsmanship. It's not that hard to do, and it's what should be done. I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but it's called sportsmanship. And when you're in the starting to get to the higher levels, as we are here, not at the highest yet, but we're getting there, you get to know each other. Like I know most of the drivers we're racing against now. You don't want to give yourself a bad reputation. Things like that, people remember, the favours get returned. So anyway, enough of praising myself for being such a good sportsman. Let's get on with the race. First lap done, as you can see. Just first 4 are starting to pull away. Now poor Mr. Star Trek. Dad's flashed forward a 3 laps there, I think. But he lost it on lap 2 or 3. just on the corner before the corkscrew. I'll actually show you where, because it's a corner that is actually very, very tricky. So Speedy Tyres has gone and left us in the dust. It's 4 laps and he's 7 seconds ahead already. So he's just on another level in this race. He's in the zone. At the moment, I'm still pretty much in my zone. I had a plan. My plan was to pit lap 9, 10 at the latest, but lap 9, as you can see, I get a good... That corner was where Mr. Star Trek lost it. As you can see, PRT codes nearly lost it as well. If you don't get it exactly right, not only do you lose all your exit speed going uphill, you can quite easily go quite far off track. Now, Nitro's got himself a penalty, and seeing that red, that's like, for us race car drivers, it's like blood for sharks. Look at him there, 3 wide through a corner. Glad I wasn't in that sandwich. F1 Amazing Hour manages to get out in the front. It allows me to catch up. That's a good thing when people ahead of you fight. It generally slows them down. That's why it's good to choose when to fight your battles. Like, I was thinking about going for Nitro there, but I see he's got a penalty. I figure I'll just wait for the penalty zone. This is what I do. So he's pushing it quite hard there, as he knows he's got a penalty. So he's trying to get every last bit he can. Now he stays out of my way, being the gentleman. Doesn't lose much time though. There's only a half-second penalty and he's on my butt straight away again. Now he goes to have a look. He knows he can't make it. I take this corner very well, pretty much perfectly. Managed to get a bit of a gap on Nitro and start catching up to PRT ahead. Coming to the corkscrew again, like I said, I really love it. I don't. I struggle with it quite a bit actually. Now this time F1 Amazing Hour has got a penalty. But it doesn't really affect him much, because as you saw where they've got the penalty spot, you only serve it at that point where you've got flags. You don't really lose much time. Now I think Dad does a cut. He does. PRT codes lost it on the same corner that I was just describing before. So right now it's just me and F1 Amazing Hour, and we've got quite the gap. I'm just about to break the toe on Nitro. At the moment the slipstream in Gran Turismo is a ridiculous 1.5 seconds. There's nothing realistic about that. It used to be about 0.6, 0.7. They've doubled it. More than doubled it. It's ridiculous. So, but I managed to break the toe, which allows me and F1 to just get on with the job, race our own race. This is what we do. Now, I've been taking that corner pretty well so far, but I'm still actually quite nervous every time I take it. As you can see, I'm not super strong through the corkscrew there, still a bit nervous. So this was my first time racing at Laguna Seca in this iteration of the game. The last time I raced at this track on a race car game or in any form was way back on the PlayStation 2 on Gran Turismo 3. I literally haven't touched Gran Turismo since then. I've only been in it recently. So to be where I am, I'm actually reasonably happy with myself. I'm still very much a rookie. Most of these guys have not stopped playing the whole 9 years since the game came out. Me, I started seriously around March or April 2019. Wheel, didn't start using a wheel and a wheel stand until late April. Didn't start getting coached until I think it was June. So yeah, you have to ask David. But all I do remember is I was the first person willing to pay the fair amount of money it costs to get coached by him. But it is worth it if you want to take this game seriously, which I do. This is not just my hobby, it's actually, yeah, I'm taking it quite seriously. I'm seeing how far I can go with it. I'm still a rookie, like I said, for the moment, but I've been told by a few people that if I get my act together, keep practicing, I've got potential. So I'm going to see how far I can go with it. Now, I should have pit. You'll see McNeil pitted. I know I was planning to pit lap 9 like I said, but I was so focused on chasing down F1 Amazing Hour that, yeah, I'd just forgotten my strategy. And it wasn't until about halfway through, around about here, that I realised, wait a minute, I was meant to pit last lap. Ah well, one extra lap shouldn't make too much difference. So we come through to the corner that everyone else has lost it at. And as we're about to see, that's what happens. I make my own pretty decent mistake. Lose all my extra speed. You can see how much time I lost there to PRT up ahead. I've lost nearly 2 seconds. And you'll see how badly it affects my race, as I'm pretty sure I pit this lap, remembering finally when I was supposed to. So going to the mediums, it's quite a long pit entry, pit lane through here, same with the exit. Spend quite a bit of time in these pits, but you'll see how it's affected me, because when McNeil pitted, he was 3 seconds behind me. Thanks, man. I love looking at my car. I'm quite proud of the paint job I did on that. Quite a little bit of a Batmobile theme going, but there, see McNeil. Again, another paint job on mine. We both rep Coach Dave, but I also rep GT and Mega, who gave me the rig you see me sitting in. But yeah, I'm behind McNeil. Staying out that extra lap, it cost me. And we'll see how much it cost me at the end of the race. But at the moment, I'm like, come on, make a mistake there, and this is just making that mistake in my strategy. I get a penalty here, that little mistake before, it starts playing head games with me, and I'm not in the best headspace at the moment. I'm like, come on, get your act together, Kevin. I know I can keep up with McNeil. We're both about the same speed, but I'm on softer tyres. I should be taking the making the most of the opportunity here to catch up. As you can see through the corner, I've got more traction, but I have to serve the half-second penalty later on. And as you can see, 4 laps later, I kept making just tiny little mistakes, and McNeil's gotten away from me. Now, thankfully, I've got a nearly 5-second lead on Mr. Bumcrack, and what a name. Anyway, and PRT codes. And I'm going to need it, because I'm still not in a good headspace. I've completely lost my rhythm. One thing David has really taught me, and McNeil in front, is to find your rhythm. You've got to find your rhythm. I've lost my rhythm, as you are really about to see. how's this for professional driving? Not good. So that loses me a good 3 seconds at least, and just rattles me even more. So PRT codes and Mr. Bumcrack are fighting. Only reason they didn't catch up to me more is because they're fighting. But I'm pretty sure PRT gets out on top. Out of the two, I know he is the faster driver. Plus he's in the Nerf. And Mr. Bumcrack did pit pretty early. He's running on hard tyres, whereas the rest of us, I know PRT codes is on mediums like me. So I've got PRT codes behind me. I've got a 3 second gap. See, just there, little mistakes. I just lost my rhythm. In fact, I think I'm going to name this video along those lines of just how little mistakes can add up or something like that. Because this really is a good example of how your headspace during a race can affect everything. Again, there, just another little mistake, cost me exit speed, lets PRT catch up to me by nearly a full second. He's nearly in my slipstream again. Now I'm thinking, come on Kev, just get your act together, relax, breathe in, breathe out, do the whole Rusa thing. Just do what you need to do to consolidate your position. I've given up on a podium. I just want to keep fourth. Stay ahead of PRT codes. And that's what I'll do this final lap doing. I'll make sure I push just hard enough, but not too hard. And I actually do a reasonable job on this last lap. I'm not super fast, it's only a 1 minute 31, but it's enough to keep me ahead, to consolidate my position, and at least get me a fourth. So, which is kind of giving away the ending, but that's the way it is. So, as you can see, I'm pushing, but not 100%. I've settled back into my 90%, and I'm actually gaining ground on PRT code. So I think he's doing what I was doing, and just pushing himself just a little bit too hard. Take the corkscrew very safely there, as you can see. And back off through here. Make sure I don't run wide. Take it nice and easy through here. I know I've got a couple of seconds up my sleeve. Same here, nice conservative. And I get myself fourth position. But having McNeil finishing third and me in fourth is going to make a big difference, as you're about to see. Now I get 186 points, I think it is, 182 points, which isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But you're about to see the end of season results come up. There I am, 907 points. McNeil gets me by 2 points and finishes 33rd in the whole region. I finished 34th, which is pretty good for a rookie. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next video.